If you don't know or care about Thane and Baden from AFK Arena, after this video, you will. These two characters were close comrades in the military, until Baden sacrificed his life to save Thane's. Afterwards, Baden secretly became Graveborn, an undead being, and they didn't see each other again for a long time. They are strongly implied to have romantic feelings for each other, and their bond goes deeper than any mere pair of friends. Their stories are tragic, but their present day is hopeful and very, very heartwarming. Baden Rain was the youngest son of a noble military family. At 21, he enlisted in the war and died saving Thane. A necromancer resurrected him as a Graveborn to be used as a mindless weapon. Thane, on the other hand, was a commoner, sent away by his family at a young age to live at the prince's estate to learn how to manage the affairs of the house. He became interested in sword fighting and trained under the Lightbearer Blade Master, from whom he inherited the legendary Lotus Blade. He eventually entered the military, where he met and formed a strong bond with his brother-in-arms, Baden. One day, Thane recklessly went to challenge the opposition's leader, but was swiftly defeated. He lost his right arm in the battle, and Baden sacrificed himself to save him. Sometime after, Thane went to Baden's family home, Rain Manor, vowing to protect the last of them and become the manor's castellan. He took in Baden's niece Estrilda as a ward, and eventually trained her in combat. After Baden died, Thane had no idea that he had been resurrected and was still out there, roaming Asperia as a Graveborn. For over a decade, he suffered from severe survivor's guilt, grief, and PTSD. Still, not all was to be lost forever. After many years, Thane would receive reports about sightings of a man who appeared to be the late Sir Baden Rain. He launched a thorough investigation in an attempt to track him down, while a disaster called the Elemental Strife began to pick up, even corrupting Estrilda. Thane set out to find a cure for her, and his journey led to him encountering Baden in the desert. He and his travel companions sprung into action to help Baden and the boy he was traveling with, the Wind Guardian. The pair reunited in battle, once again fighting side by side. They were nearly overrun by the attacking monsters, exhausted and at their limit. And to continue from his official story, Thane finally reached his limit, his body tottering, unable to fight against the advancing corruptors. A spear with serrated teeth swept away the creatures around him, allowing Thane a brief respite. The only thing he saw through blurred vision was Baden holding off the corruptors with his mangled frame, holding the spear across his chest and screaming for Thane to retreat. The look in Baden's eyes made Thane's heart burn, and the expression in his best friend's eyes was as determined as when he died to save him. Even though he knew the road ahead was dangerous, he was still ready to die. In that battle, he lost his arm, and his best friend lost his life trying to protect him. Now, the tragedy that he had regretted for half his life was about to repeat itself. Thane could not allow himself to watch his best friend die for him a second time. He resented his powerlessness, but he was too exhausted to grip his sword. Staring at his friend's back, Thane made a decisive stand. He called out to the Wind Emblem, and although this would come at a great cost, becoming the corruptor's target, he had no time to care about anything else. He was willing to pay any price if he could save his best friend. With his newfound power, he swiftly defeated the surrounding enemies. The two groups parted ways, to meet again not soon after. Sometime after that, Baden sought out his friend, the Wood Guardian Navanthi, on his proverbial home, the Island of the Banished. However, he returned to find it destroyed by the corruptors. He fought off hordes of them, all the while protecting Navanthi, until he once again reached his limit. Navanthi told him to run and save himself, but he was determined to yet again save a dear friend and never leave them behind. Besides, he swore to her that reinforcements would indeed show up eventually. At the very last moment, Thane arrived and cleared out the nearby monsters. Yet, as he fought with his dearest friend once again, Baden was knocked back by a critical blow. Neventhi offered the wood emblem to him in an attempt to save his life, and he took it. He transformed, gaining new life, and with Thane, defeated the final corruptor. Together with the other emblem-wielding heroes, they saved Esperia. However, it is not known what came of them afterwards, whether this is a branched timeline, or whether they transformed back into their old selves after surrendering the emblems. In the present day, Baden is a Graveborn living indefinitely on the Island of the Banished with his adoptive daughter, another Graveborn named Mira. Thane remains at the manor, serving the new head of house and Baden's niece, Astral Rain. At the time of Baden's death, she was only 10 years old. She has since received training from Thane and earned the position of commander. The two of them spend the majority of their time abroad, attending to military matters. As Graveborns, neither Baden nor Mira can viably live in the town, so they have to live on the secluded island with others like them who were cast out from society. However, Baden promised that he and Mira would visit the manor in the future, and eventually they did.
As a noble soldier when he was alive in a human form, he sacrificed himself to cover his soulmate Thane and help him run away.
Oh, I can't yield to the darkness, 'cause I once kissed a breeze.
Let's go, Thane.